Trial, though, of Scott Peterson gets back underway again today. Redwood City, California. Police Detective Craig Grogan is expected back on the stand. Yesterday, he told the court that Scott Peterson gave them two different theories, his own theories about his wife's disappearance within a week. How significant was this testimony, and how's the prosecution doing in general? Joining us now is Doug Burns, a former federal prosecutor. Stephen Clark is here, a former deputy district attorney, and Diana.
The other murder story that we're talking about right now, Police Detective Craig Grogan taking the stand at the Scott Peterson double murder trial, talking about the theories that Scott gave on what might have happened to his wife. One was that she was robbed for her jewelry. Listen to this.
She had on that morning for sure the diamond earrings, right? Yeah. And she had on a wristwatch that is diamond encrusted, I have.
I believe so.
Around the side. What's the metal on that, though? Is it silver or gold or?
I don't know. She had a couple of them. She thinks she has a silver one and a gold one. A couple gold ones.
But later, police found right in the house all of the jewelry that Peterson said that she was wearing that morning, except for a pair of diamond earrings. Then Scott said that he thought Lacey was kidnapped for her baby. With us now is criminal defense attorney Ginny Walia and former federal prosecutor Michael Wilds joining us. Thank you to both of you for being here. There's been some breaking news going on at the same time, so we're going to continue to follow that story as well. Yes, indeed it is. Michael Wilds, what do you make of this story that the detective said that he came up with some pretty quick theories on just what might have happened to her?
Well, first, I hope that the story in Al Jazeera is not founded in truth, and our prayers go out to those folks. As for the trial, I have to tell you that I don't give much of what anybody says any truth. There's such erratic behavior, lack of callousness, and emotionalism here that I will rely on the DNA, if you would, and the forensics here. We see all kinds of residue. We see all kinds of things that contravene everything that this gentleman has said. He actually places himself at the murder scene. You can't get a better case for the prosecution, given all the forensics, the DNA, and everything that they're learning, than the case that they're building. And I'm very curious how the attorney is going to handle the presentation of defense in the coming weeks.
Ginny, your thoughts on how this information will hold up in terms of what Scott said to that detective that day about her missing jewelry? Isn't it unusual that if your wife is missing, you would immediately come up with a couple of theories on what might have happened to her and not be pushing for them to find her and knowing that she's still out there somewhere?
I think he says that she may have been kidnapped. I don't think he says that she's been killed. What's so important about that recording? Because, you know, it's just a theory. I don't think it's that important. I think that he's saying perhaps she was robbed for expensive jewelry that she had. And I know from experience that, you know, people think about things like this when somebody goes missing. But I don't think he's said at all that I believe she's gone or she's been killed. So I don't think that it's that relevant in this case.
Michael Wilds, the prosecution has a great burden, really, to tie all of this evidence together, and some have said that they haven't done a great job of it, that a lot of what they've done has been sort of torn down by Garrigus. Do you think, as we get closer to the end of their arguments, that they are achieving that yet?
I think that they're putting a solid case together. This is a circumstantial case. This case creates more questions than it creates answers, but they're trying to do something. We don't get, Martha, videos of murders. And this gentleman, again, puts himself right in the middle of the murder scene, has established a clear motive, and anything that he says, I disagree with my colleague, is to be challenged because he has absolutely no credibility given the motive that he has. And the fact is that you don't necessarily need blood and for the government to find every single thing for America to know that this man is guilty.
Just about 30 seconds left. Ginny, it will all come down to, at least for the defense, his arguments in the coming weeks. Do you think he will be able to sell to the jury this idea that there was someone else, a van, somebody who abducted her and killed her?
I don't think it's the defense's burden. And again, even though it is a circumstantial case, they have to still put forth some evidence of each element beyond a reasonable doubt. Still, the elements, premeditation, deliberation, and intentional killing, they need to build that case with circumstantial evidence. And that DNA evidence, again, was not that reliable. And all the defense needs to do is poke holes in their theories, put forth a lot of reasonable doubts, as there are many, and focus on that and put on a nice closing.
I think most of America,
sophisticated jury.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think most of America thinks that this is a complete farce and waste of time and taxpayer dollars. Look at our brothers and sisters dying in harm's way. The fact is, this guy is not credible. His motive has been established, and we have to rely on the DNA, on the forensics, and this system, and then move on with this because we have a lot more to deal with.
Wrap it up there.
His motive has been discredited.
Ginny, thank you very much.
His motive has been discredited.
Ginny Walia, I'm sorry, I have to jump in. We've got a lot of news breaking right now. Ginny Walia, criminal defense attorney, Michael Wilds, the mayor of Englewood. Thank you very much for both of you.